They turn people into brainwashed morons.
My hunch was that my father would not let being called a brainwashed moron at his dinner table go by unremarked.
So...
I'll introduce you the TV series The Wonder Years, 1988. I will tell you about the original names and ages of the actors and how they changed in 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to support us. All right, let's get started. Wayne Arnold is played by Jason Hervey. In 1988, he was 16 years old, and now he's 50 years old.
Well, at least get in your uniform. We were planning on using you as a goalpost. Charlie, I can't play soccer for Mr. Lopez. Not after the way I flunked.
And nobody knows what something is going to become until after, it's withstood or not,
Paul Pfeiffer is played by Josh Saviano. In 1988, he was 12 years old, and now he's 46 years old.
It's kind of a parabolic way of grading. Imagine the grade distribution of your class is like a bell.
Oh, I know what a curve is.
At least I knew enough about it to smell.
From beginning to end, and he watched it from beginning to end and recognized over the arc of the show, even though he was the one who was writing the characters, what.
Kevin Arnold is played by Fred Savage. In 1988, he was 12 years old, and now he's 46 years old.
What do you mean?
I'm on to you, Lewis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Those are gonna quite go over, and so I was watching it with my kids. I was at a friend's house, and I was watching it with my kids, and they're 15, 13, and 8, and they're all...
Chuck Coleman is played by Andy Berman. In 1991, he was 23 years old, and now he is 54 years old.
Paul, you can't ask a girl out when she's eating. It's like a landmine. I mean, what happens if she smiles and she has all these particles of tuna on her teeth? She'd be humiliated.
Episode. I think it's something that was floating around for a while and something that I was always really excited about. And Bill Callahan also.
Karen Arnold is played by Olivia Diebo. In 1988, she was 19 years old, and now she is 53 years old.
Good. You can just put him down here, okay?
Right. Gotcha. Hi.
Sort of intending to be sipping on Pimm's and sipping on gin and juice. But I'm just kind of liking the refreshing air and the fact.
Jack Arnold is played by Dan Lauria. In 1988, he was 41 years old, and now he's 75 years old.
I happen to believe that freedom and democracy have certain advantages that communist dictatorships don't, and that is what Vietnam is all about.
No, man, that's what they brainwash you to believe it's all about.
Well, I've always been one of those people who has been trying to push the development of new writers. Right. When I got to Wonder Years,
Winnie Cooper is played by Danica McKellar. In 1988, she was 13 years old, and now she is 48 years old.
It's not true.
Are you saying Becky's a liar? Well, no, but because Becky's my friend, and I wouldn't want anybody to say anything bad about her if it weren't true.
He seemingly dodges a bullet when Winnie gets a...
On Monday nights, all day Tuesday, you can vote at abc.com and on Facebook, and I'm having so much fun on the show. And
You're killing it. You're so great.
I'm loving it. I thought I was going to be...
Coach Cutlip is played by Robert Picardo. In 1988, he was 35 years old, and now he's 69 years old.
Sometimes I've had to double knot my hard shoes and kick you square in the fanny. But it's been
really a pleasure to be here. I've been wanting to do this since I first heard about you. I've heard about your enormous success and what a loyal fan base.
Norman Arnold is played by Ali Mills. In 1988, he was 37 years old, and now he's 71 years old.
The last time you ever talked to Vic Claiborne. He was your father's best friend. Vic took me to the dance, but I saw your father there. Of course, I'd seen him before, but he was...
Yeah. We already had a minute together. He was very unpleasant in prison, and I had to ask him to leave, didn't I? I think so.
You did.
Yeah.
Miss White is played by Wendell Meldrum. In 1988, she was 29 years old, and sadly she passed away on January 27th, 2021, at the age of 66.
Yes?
Do you agree with Leslie that this speech helped change people's feelings about civil rights?
Yes, yep, I do.
How? So, when we had this memorial for him, then we came in and worked with very much with the fullness of his spirit. Like, we found out all about his family and all his...
Doug Porter is played by Brandon Crane. In 1989, he was 13 years old, and now he's 46 years old.
Here was a guy who would listen to what I had to say.
Okay, hold out your hands.
A guy who treated me with a little respect.
Here they come.
And a couple of other great classics. And I think it has everything to do with two things, right? Stephen King's writing, because he can write these...
Kirk McCrae is played by Michael Landis. In 1988, he was 16 years old, and now he's 50 years old.
Until Kirk McCrae walked in behind her, then she looked beautiful.
Winnie Cooper and an 8th grader. Can you believe it?
We started in the jungles of the Amazon. We went to Rome. An episode took place in Egypt, but we shot it in like Namibia, which is that...
Mr. DePerna is played by Ray Burke. In 1988, he was 45 years old, and now he's 79 years old.
You take that apple through that door and you're asking for detention.
Who's in charge here?
Well, what's the problem?
I'm the caterer. It's 2 o'clock. The guests are waiting. Why isn't the show on the road?
Thank you for watching the whole video. Leave your comments below this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell to wait for our next videos. Thank you and see you again.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Paul. Winnie Cooper? Gwendolyn, I don't want to be called Winnie anymore.